Gary Gensler and the SEC have just been thoroughly exposed, and it is absurd that this has happened. You guys need to pay attention to what is going on right now around the SEC because, in my view, in just a couple of months, we are going to see a few changes happening around the SEC. We have been discussing this topic for a little while now, but I keep telling you that you need to pay attention to what's happening right now around the SEC. Alright, with that out of the way, I'd like to welcome everyone to the channel. This is Nick, my name. Those of you who are new to the channel, I hope that by the time you reach the conclusion of this video, you will have subscribed to the channel. If we take a quick look at this, we can see that the SEC DeFi platform, Rari Capital, has been charged with acting as an unregistered broker and misleading investors. It's interesting that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is arguing that investors are being deceived by these platforms and by crypto firms, but the SEC, which is an acting government body to allow investors to enter markets safely, has been misleading those same investors for years now. It's completely insane. On the other hand, the SEC continues to launch attacks on cryptocurrency. My belief is that this agency is functioning in a radical manner, and we continue to see that this industry is being targeted and is in the sights of the authorities. However, apart from this, we also have the subcommittee that witnessed intense debate regarding the approach that the SEC is taking towards cryptocurrencies. To a greater extent, they are talking about the fact that they are not actually accomplishing anything. There were sharp exchanges between Republican and Democratic representatives during the heated hearing, which saw them dazed and confused as they attempted to break down the politicized approach to digital assets taken by the SEC. These exchanges were either about the future of cryptocurrency regulation in the United States or against the SEC enforcement abuse that makes it difficult for legitimate actors who are trying to follow the rules to do a good job and bring innovation and technology to our markets. At this point, we also have another comment that states that the cryptocurrency business is the one that is engaging in political activity. Once more, there is a back and forth in this situation. There is also the fact that despite the fact that the majority of the digital asset space has been destroyed, it is common knowledge that the remaining assets are utilized to assist unlawful activity or money. Do you agree that this is the issue at hand? Many of these individuals who are talking about cryptocurrency and who are members of Congress, the vast majority of them do not genuinely comprehend how the technology operates. The same may be said for the Securities and Exchange Commission as well. When someone like Brad Sherman is discussing crypto, it is easy to understand that this is the case. When we saw Brad Sherman basically declare that crypto bros print money out of thin air, and so does the US government, but it's the US government, so that makes it absolutely fine, that's when I realized for a certain that these individuals in Congress know nothing about this technology. However, it is important to keep in mind that Brad Sherman, along with a significant number of these prominent politicians, are pro-bankers. Major financial institutions are the source of a significant portion of their donations. Because of this, when we truly think about what is being pushed here, a lot of these arguments that we have, and a lot of these discussions that we hear, we really need to concentrate on who is supporting these individuals. How are they being able to raise money for their campaign? The bankers are responsible for a significant portion of this. So when we hear these strong ideas that are really negative against cryptocurrency, we need to ask ourselves, is it because that is what they believe, or is it because that is what someone is teaching them that is providing them money? Additionally, this has always been a significant topic that we have discussed on this channel. What is it? Reptora's Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) is responsible for the creation of crypto asset security out of thin air. However, fellas, they are able to do that because of the government of the United States, right? And nevertheless, if we are to be completely honest, when we truly think about it, they did, in fact, do it. To clarify, there has not been a single piece of evidence that conclusively proves any of these crypto assets or securities, 0 to 1. As far as that is concerned, there has been no clarity and no openness. In spite of the fact that it has been well over 4 years since the Securities and Exchange Commission initiated its attack on Ripple and a few other companies in this area, the SEC is unable to even make a compelling argument on what a crypto asset security actually is. This is something that I find absolutely hilarious. In addition, a politician from the United States has accused the Securities and Exchange Commission of engaging in abusive enforcement practices against cryptocurrency companies. Additionally, the SEC's cryptocurrency record has been criticized by a former commissioner, and Republican lawmakers are also present at the hearing. As for the SEC, it is true that it has been losing significant cases throughout this entire span. In light of the fact that there is a lack of clarity regarding the regulations, we are required to constantly glance behind us. This is an argument that the agency has purposefully disregarded a legislative power that would have enabled it to engage in some preliminary rulemaking even before Congress has a chance to weigh in on the matter. When everything is said and done, it will be up to Congress to address the failure of the Commission to take action to register both tokens and platforms, as well as to give clarity for those tokens and platforms that do not require registration. The only body that will be able to really give the essential long-term regulatory clarity for digital assets is Congress, however. There is nothing that can stop the Commission from pushing on with the provision of tailored relief that enables businesses to register, even if it is provisionally, and continue to invade in the interim. And do you know what makes this situation so funny? More recently, we discussed the existence of a bill which specified a whole new agency that would be formed of, the regulators from the TRAD5, as well as players within the cryptocurrency industry. It is something that I wholeheartedly endorse. Congress is unable to take action on this matter. It is not possible for the SEC to take action on this matter. It was reported by Cointelegraph, by the way. Due to the fact that at the end of the day we have a large number of these issuers and crypto digital assets, which have features for which Form S1 may technically require information that is not relevant or applicable. This is right around the same time as the hearing. This method is problematic due to the fact that it does not assist the development of capital nor does it safeguard investors. It is recommended that consideration be given to the possibility of permitting variations from Form S1 for crypto digital assets, similar to what is supplied for fund and insurance products as well as other securities products. When all is said and done, there is nothing to be found here. There is no cryptocurrency to be found here. Cryptocurrencies are an entirely new category of assets. The notion that the Securities and Exchange Commission has been applying these laws to a new asset class is, in my opinion, just absurd. In addition to this, they assert that, the laws are in place. Which laws are these? There are no ambiguities on anything. Neither of these cryptocurrency companies nor these cryptocurrency ventures can even begin to follow anything. As a result, when we consider what was recently pushed on September 13th, which we did discuss in a video from the Chief Legal Officer of Coinbase, the Securities and Exchange Commission expresses remorse for any confusion that may have been invited. Recall this, is that correct? The SEC is pictured here. The agency that asserts that the laws are so easy to understand is this one. Everything is in plain sight. These marketplaces are open and honest to the public. It is possible for you to follow it. It is possible for you to come in and register with us, but we have received feedback from a large number of prominent organizations operating in this sector, including Ripple, indicating that it is not that simple. They have made an effort to meet with the SEC. A meeting with the SEC has been attempted by them. They are denied in every possible way. After that, however, FTX is given the go-ahead. Where are we headed with this? Again, I constantly emphasize that there is a major game that is being played here. And it is being pushed and played by the largest players out there, who are the incumbent bankers and the politicians who are paid off by these bankers. It is their intention to portray this sector as a highly negative one. It's a con job. Maintain a safe distance from cryptocurrency. It is necessary for us to exercise control over this area. The key is to maintain control. For this reason, when we take a look at FTX, I shared with you guys that FTX was a seed that was put in this particular space. Why did FTX receive the go-ahead to proceed? What was the reason why FTX became one of the most prominent names in the industry by purchasing all of these large sports arenas and having their name everywhere? All individuals were aware about FTX. In the vicinity of FTX, you have celebrities appearing in ads. Once more, the SEC is giving them the go-ahead. With the assistance of these regulators and the assistance of these politicians, FTX was able to achieve substantial growth and become one of the most prominent names in the industry over the course of its existence. Do you ever find yourself wondering why? Do you ever find yourself wondering why FTX has become such a huge success when Coinbase and Binance and all of these other exchanges are absolutely targeted and tossed down the stairs? This is due to the fact that they want FTX to be so large that when it entirely crashed, they would have an example to cite as a basis for arguing that this is the reason why cryptocurrency is unacceptable. We have to exercise control over the area. It is all a power play, and it is a political move to provide power to people who they want to have it. Wall Street and the large bankers are the primary targets of this power play. Please have a look at this. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) expresses sorry for any confusion that may have been caused by its primary strategy over many years. I am not going to touch on any specific issue at this time. It is not going to be possible for me to invest in a single firm or token. However, I am unable to discuss any potential investigations at this time. Moreover, I am not referring to all of the other tokens today. Nevertheless, I am not going to discuss any of these tokens, thus I will not go into detail about any of the filings that have been submitted. I am unable to comment on any specific case or circumstance at this time. Would you be able to comment on the Ethereum problem? What I'm going to do is not go into any. One group of conversations that took place between the public agency and